game 2 years ago here against Tennessee was kind of shootout. Both teams were slinging it. Are you guys kind of feeling like running the football, slowing the game down might kind of be a way to go here this week? How does that kind of approach that?
No, I think that we're ultimately trying to go score as many points as possible. However it happens, I mean, I think 2 years ago that game, we're a huddle operation. They're a no huddle. We run 99 plays. They run 40 whatever plays, and that's just sometimes how it works out. Sometimes how things play out, and when you're executing and moving the chains and operating well on third down, you can run a lot more plays, and so we'll see. It's not really a slow the game down type mentality. They do what they do, we do what we do, and we got to go execute at a high level.
There's been a lot of talk about that middle eight section execution before halves. As a play caller, how do you balance that wanting to be aggressive, not be too aggressive? It seems like trying to put in the middle might make it harder.
I know. It's not you're trying not to succumb, right, to the half, but you're also trying to be smart. It is a funky kind of situation that probably doesn't get talked about, I guess, enough, and you're trying to, with your play calls, give the quarterback some thoughts. All right, here's a completion, but I don't want to be too aggressive, and it's hard. It is, because the quarterback can't read your mind, and it's not like 2 minute where you're like, hey man, I'm calling this because of this situation. Now, we've tried to be better at it over the bye in terms of repping it a little bit, talking about, hey, we call this is a little bit more our thought process. But when you execute and do everything right, a lot of the times it doesn't matter what the call is. I mean, the guys execute it, and it just has gotten magnified with the lack of execution in that situation, and then it puts our defense in a bad spot, which is not what we're trying to do.
What has the offense improved on throughout the bye week?
I think that last week we threw the football a lot, and pass protection, communication was something we worked on every single day against our defense, good on good. Every period, we had a whole period that was just 16 plays of third downs, and we just tried to rep it and give us as many tough looks as we can get from our defense to force us to communicate at a high level from a protection standpoint. And then, hey, we got to win. We got to win on the perimeter and throw and catch. The ball's got to come out. So I think we worked on that a ton. There was some good things that we did. There's still things we need to learn from and work on. But we tried to philosophically as a team work on third downs. Both offense, defense. We really tried as a team work on third downs to work on that communication and that execution.
What do you see from the Tennessee defense?
Fast. Can rush the passer. One of the top pass rush teams in the country. They have a couple of elite pass rushers. Really veteran group. If you look at the group of the guys, I mean, the two safeties have played a ton of snaps. They're physical in the run game. They're downhill. The linebacker number 6, man, I remember him from 2 years ago. He's a really good player. You could tell he's the communicator on the back, at the second level there of that defense. And it's just a really good defense, man. They play fast. They play well together. We're well coached, so we've got to have a great week, and we've got to come out swinging.
Liam, how do you keep everyone's emotions in check with your first day rivalry of the season coming up this weekend?
Yeah, I think
this week during the week, and then pre-game and during the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, these guys know that, we've got to win some of these too to make it a true rivalry. And it is a rivalry. We believe that in terms of our guys and all that stuff, and Tennessee being so close. But it's on us to go out there and take something and go take it. They've obviously had the upper hand, in the last couple games, and we've got to come out and prove that, we can beat these guys, that we can beat Tennessee, and that we can play to our standard. And but it's really about us at the end of the day. It's all, the competitiveness, rivalry, that's great. But our kids are really just trying to focus on getting better. How do we take the next step and go beat a really quality opponent?
Then with Devin, his receivers looking for that consistent connection. Do you alter your play calling at all that might maybe help them build a little confidence around it?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it last week and, whatever, 2 weeks ago, and we kind of were running it. And then, you're trying to be conscientious of, all right, your strengths or weaknesses, but we want to improve on those weaknesses and give our kids opportunities within the game, within a drive, within a series to execute those situations and to get better. So it's not always going to be perfect, but I'm not really sitting there thinking, man, I can't throw the football. We want to throw the ball. We want to execute, but maybe it's the call. Maybe I got to give them a little bit better opportunity. If it's a higher percentage completion play, something like that, as you're kind of mentioning, maybe gives them a better opportunity to execute, a play action pass or a throw. It doesn't have to be a double move out and up. It can be something higher completion percentage, give our kids a better chance.
We have a lot to talk about sign stealing in college football right now.
Yeah.
And I know you got the guys blocking the signs and stuff. How much do you all have to think about that every week? Or you just ignore it?
I haven't ever really gotten too far into it. I've always known that it exists, especially if you have a lot of guys. We don't have enough manpower to do that. We just don't. I'll be honest. Like, we don't have enough people to say go do that. So it doesn't really cross our minds. But you try to go look at the TV copy. You try to go look at the tape. All right, what signals have we put on tape? That hey, they could see that we may need to alter and change. But in terms of like sending the plan, I don't worry about that too much. But it is, we've had to do that over the course of the year. But that's more so because it was on tape.
Would you like to see it go to the NFL where you get to speak during the quarterback?
Yes. I would love that. I'm not sure the quarterback would, but I would love that. I mean, I just think it's at some point, like the hashes, a lot of these things, like we got to get on the same page and do things the same, and it's just it makes too much sense. Like I know it's signal based or put it on a wristband, but I would love it.
I think I'm just that.
I know. I mean, I heard somebody 2 years ago did like a trial in a bowl game. I think it might have been 2 years ago in a bowl game. They did it and it worked out, and they loved it. It was a great operation, but I think the liability issue because the players in the NFL are under a union, like they sign on for any issues, whereas in a college game, if you put a foreign device into the Rydell helmet, something were to ever happen, I think there's some liability issues there. I think that's where it's kind of stuck right now.
Does it make it more difficult in college in this style of offense to get play calls in? Is it like extra on the coaches and the organization? Is that why maybe it moves slow sometimes?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, I would say that when you signal a play in, right? We signal it in. We signal a number on a wristband, and the quarterback finds that number and reads it off the wristband. So we aren't extremely wordy with our play calls and terminology. It's a little bit more probably wordy than obviously going no huddle. But I would say that that's something that would help in terms of being able to get it in and out quicker. But we've got to play faster. We've got to get the call. He's got to be able to read that thing, get in and out. There's still playing with tempo from the huddle, and that's something that we obviously would love to improve on.
Liam, Mark mentioned last night Demi being a guy to maybe see more playing time coming up. What have you seen from him? And because his familiarity with Devin helped kind of settle him down a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Demi competes, man. He's a competitor. He tries to do everything right. He's out here. He loves football. He's a pretty smart player that we can do some different things with. So ultimately, we got to see him do some things for us. He needs to step up for us this week, and moving forward, that would be something that we're looking forward to from Demi, and look forward to seeing him go.